When Jen Brown found out her sons were behaving badly, she knew she wasn't going to stand for it. After the boys were rude to their bus driver, she devised what she thought was the perfect punishment. But not everyone agreed. Did the young kids deserve it, or did she go too far? You decide. Before we continue, please take some time to subscribe to Dailydose, like, and share this video with your friends. Jen Brown, a mother in Harrow, Ontario, was forced to defend her actions when people around the world took notice of her parenting after she posted her son's punishment on social media. After she was informed by the elementary school that her kids were having bad bus behavior, Jen thought she had the appropriate solution. While some praised her creativity, others laid into the mom as she received immense backlash. If her 7- and 10-year-old boys couldn't act right on the bus, Jen decided they wouldn't be riding it. Instead, they would walk regardless of the weather. So in order to teach them a lesson, she made the youngsters walk to school one morning. No one would have really been the wiser had the mom not taken a photo and posted it to Facebook. But that's exactly what she did, and it immediately started going viral. The photo featured her boys walking to school with a sign that read, "Being bad and rude to our bus driver. Mom's making us walk," as their punishment for acting out. Her sons had been told they wouldn't be allowed back on the bus if their behavior didn't improve, so Jen had decided to do something harsh about it to drive the message home that they needed to appreciate the privilege. Unfortunately, not everyone approved of her methods. "This was my reaction as a parent, what I felt I was going to do to help them understand the bus is a privilege. It's not a given right," Brown explained, according to CTV News Windsor. "Is it far to make them walk 7.2 kilometers? Yes, but to teach them a lesson, I didn't have a choice," she added, further defending her display of tough love. The walk to school, which was just under 4.5 miles, took the boys 2 hours to complete. But that's not what drew the ire of the parenting police on Facebook. According to Brown, it was her friend's idea to use the sign, which seems to be what drew the harshest criticism from those who did not approve. She decided it was a good idea because it would prevent people from stopping to offer the boys a ride. However, it's the sign and her decision to post the photo to social media that fueled the controversy, as many called it shaming and scolded the mother for it. The backlash had the mother regretting her decision to post the image, which she never expected to go viral. "Did I think that many people would be interested in me walking my kids to school? Absolutely not. Would I have put it on Facebook if this was going to be the outcome? Absolutely not," Brown said, according to iHeartRadio. "Have I learned a lesson? Yes, the power of social media is very powerful, and when someone sees a story, they pick what they want and they make their own story. But not everyone disapproved. Brown received her fair share of praise too. "I started getting friend requests. I can't tell you how many inbox messages I got from all over, telling me good job and good for you," she recalled. When it was all said and done, she said the 2-hour walk gave her boys some quality time together, and she actually got a card from the bus driver thanking her for teaching her boys a lesson. "It made me feel like I was actively taking a stance on what my kids are doing," Brown said. "He felt appreciative that I'm trying to straighten them out," she continued, speaking of the bus driver. "Would I do it again? Yes. With the sign, no," Brown added, saying that for most of the walk, she was the one who held the sign anyway. As for the accusations that she shamed her children, Brown said that's absolutely not something she would ever intentionally do. But even if she did make her kids feel shame, is that necessarily a bad thing? Should bad behavior result in a feeling of remorse? Perhaps a little shame actually helps humans, both adults and children, learn important lessons. After all, when outraged social media users decided to berate the mother, they shamed her, and it caused the desired effect they had hoped for. She felt regret and decided to do things differently next time. And it seems the same can be said about her boys after the punishment they received. The debate over appropriate punishment for children is as old as parenting itself. While some parents believe in strict traditional methods, others advocate for more lenient modern approaches. Jen Brown's story highlights the tension between these two philosophies. Her decision to make her sons walk to school as a punishment for bad behavior on the bus is a clear example of the former. She believed that experiencing the inconvenience and effort of a long walk would instill in her children a sense of responsibility and respect for the privilege of riding the bus. Critics of Brown's method argue that public shaming can have long-lasting negative effects on children. They contend that such punishments can damage a child's self-esteem and foster resentment rather than understanding. In the age of social media, where every action can be broadcast to a global audience, the stakes are even higher. The backlash Brown received is indicative of a broader societal concern about the ethics of using public humiliation as a disciplinary tool. Supporters of Brown, however, see her actions as a necessary and effective form of discipline. They argue that modern parenting has become too lenient, leading to children who lack respect for authority and an understanding of consequences. For these supporters, Brown's punishment was a measured response to her children's disrespectful behavior. The positive feedback she received from the bus driver and other parents suggests that there are many who share her views on tough love. The incident also underscores the power and pitfalls of social media. What Brown intended as a private lesson for her children became a public spectacle. The virality of her post brought her both support and condemnation, showing how quickly a personal parenting decision can become a public issue. Brown's regret over posting the photo reflects a common experience in the digital age, the unintended consequences of sharing personal moments online. Ultimately, the effectiveness and appropriateness of Brown's punishment can only be judged by its outcomes. If her sons learned to behave better and gained a deeper appreciation for the privileges they enjoy, one might argue that her method was justified. On the other hand, if the experience led to feelings of resentment or humiliation that outweighed any lessons learned, then her critics might have a point. In the broader context of parenting strategies, this story serves as a reminder that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to discipline. Each child is different, and what works for one may not work for another. Parents must navigate this complex terrain, often making difficult decisions in the moment. Jen Brown's story is a vivid example of the challenges and controversies that come with that territory. While the debate over Brown's actions will likely continue, one thing is certain. Her story has sparked an important conversation about discipline, respect, and the role of public shaming in parenting. As society continues to evolve, so too will our approaches to raising the next generation. Whether through traditional methods or new, innovative techniques, the goal remains the same: to guide children towards becoming respectful, responsible, and empathetic adults.